Welcome back to Skinfluence. I'm your host, Dr. Dustin Portela, board-certified dermatologist.
And I am your co-host, Austin Lee, physician assistant, working with Dr. Dustin Portela.
And it's happening.
It's happening!
Today, we are talking about skincare in the office.
Yeah.
And not the office with Michael Scott, but just in everyday work where people are not working around chemicals. It's not a blue-collar job. You're an office worker. What are the kinds of things that you need to be aware of when it comes to your skin? Because there are unique problems. I think they're a little more insidious. They kind of sneak up on you over the years. But there's definitely some things to be aware of.
Yeah, the things that just aren't on the forefront of your brain.
Yeah.
You go places and you think about where you're going to be all day long on vacation, things like that, and you prepare for it. But many times we just don't prepare for the things that can cause aging or damage to our skin or overall health while we're at work, just in an office setting.
So the first thing that people will run into is you're in artificial light all the time. You're sitting there in just harsh fluorescent lighting, whether you're working in an office or the hospital or whatever it is. But what kind of things can that artificial light do to your skin?
So artificial light it can still age our skin, especially if you're spending a lot of time in front of the computer.
Yeah.
If you're spending or iPads, things like that, because it's the blue light that we really need to be wary of.
Yeah.
Blue light penetrates deeper into our skin than other types of light that can damage our skin, like when you're out in the sun.
Yeah.
And it can induce aging. It can induce dark spots and melasma and lentigines, which are sunspots. Almost the same as if you're out in the sun, because our faces are in those screens all day long.
Yeah. So high energy visible light, blue light is what we're commonly, worried about. There's a certain pathway in your skin through the opsin pathway. It's not the same as UV triggering melanin release, but through the opsin pathway, you can get the release and production of melanin. Now, it's not nearly as bad as UV.
Right.
And not everybody is as sensitive to it, but if you have particularly bad melasma, sitting in front of a screen, getting that blue light all day can lead to increased pigmentation in your skin.
Yeah.
And so that's something to be aware of, and we'll talk about some of the ways you can protect yourself against these problems in the second half of the show. But blue light from screens, I think, is just one of those things that it's not a huge deal. You'll get way more blue light from being in the sun than you will in front of a screen. But over time, if you're there 8 hours a day, it's going to add up.
Yeah, it adds up, and it's not something that we think about. And so we get patients coming to the office wondering why. I feel like I'm in an office all day long. Why do I feel like those dark spots are getting worse?
Yeah.
And then we can ask and talk about what does your lifestyle look like?
Yeah. So that's the first thing, is that harsh fluorescent lighting.
Yeah. What about the air quality of where we work? Does that play a role in our skin health?
It does, but it's not necessarily just the air, because most everything's going to be filtered, or you've got HVAC units that are keeping the temperature controlled. But most of the time when you got a heater on, or when you've got air conditioning, it sucks a lot of humidity out of the air.
Yeah.
So the air in an office environment, I know this is a challenge for flight attendants who are flying all the time too, that recirculated air gets very, very dry. And so you're more prone to losing water through the skin. And if you have dry skin to begin with, it's not going to help to be in that constant regulated environment.
Sure. So when you're sitting in the office and it's cold and you have that heater,
that little space
heater right in front of your face, it's probably not doing anything good for your skin. It's dehydrating it.
Have you ever seen anybody get erythema ab igni from a space heater?
I can't say that I have, but I can see it. I can see that it would.
I saw it in residency. This is a diagnosis I love to make. Erythema ab igni occurs when you have excessive heat exposure.
Yeah.
It's common on the stomach of women who use heating pads around the time of their cycle, or elderly people who have like back pain and they're laying on a heating pad. But it can happen if you keep a space heater under your desk, for example. I saw a girl who was in her 30s. She was not particularly old.
No kidding.
But she was always cold, and she ran a space heater under her desk, and it was off to the left side. And so the outside of her left leg and the inside of her right leg both had early changes of erythema ab igni. It wasn't on, so it was the side closest to the space heater for both her legs.
And she separated them so trying to get heat.
And she started to get that modeling. So it's this reticulated or lacy, deep purple pigmentation that happens kind of over the blood vessels, and it's due to that constant heat. And it's very difficult to treat if you get it. So that's something we weren't even planning on talking about today, but it's, I guess, something that can
It's
happen.
something that happens in the office. Yeah.
So,
I've definitely seen that on the back and on the abdomen, but never the legs. That's interesting.
Yeah, and it was on the the left side of both legs. So it was obviously that space heater.
Interesting.
And she came in not knowing, like, why are my legs looking like this? And we were working through, like, well, what, all these things. Now I work in an office, and finally we figure out it's a space heater, and it's causing erythema ab igni.
It's so fun to make those like detective like.
Yeah, you sound
findings.
super smart. That and phytophotodermatitis. Are yeah. Who's the detective in the glass? Knives Out. Like, what's his name? I can't remember what his name is in the movies. Yeah, but
James Bond,
the guy that plays James Bond. Yeah.
Oh,
so but they're coming out with a third movie.
Knives Out?
Yeah, Knives Out's coming out with another one. I think it's straight to Netflix.
The first two were great.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
First one was good. Second one was pretty good.
Yeah.
Not as good as the first, but yeah, I think they're really trying to do a good job with the third one, but I think it's straight to Netflix. So.
Well, I don't mind.
No, I don't either. I'll watch it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Everybody's heard of tech neck.
Everybody's heard of tech neck. Basically, just looking down a lot. If you're on a screen or a computer and it's not up, you're going to get those lines that kind of go across the neck. I've even seen people who get intertrigo in those areas because they're sitting all day long like this, and they're like, I have this red irritation directly across my neck.
Yeah.
And, well, do you spend all day looking down? Yeah.
Yeah. That skin-on-skin contact.
And they're hot.
So intertrigo is basically a yeast infection of the skin.
Yeah.
And if you've got maybe an extra chin and you're doing that all the day.
All day long.
Yeah, I guess it could happen.
I got a little bit going on.
So tech neck, when you hold your skin in a position for long periods of time, those wrinkles will set in.
Yeah.
I mean, same like people that are very expressive on their foreheads or frowning at their kids all the time. You start to develop those lines and wrinkles over time, and it can happen anywhere. So it is something to be aware of. You're going to develop those wrinkles, and so keeping your posture and everything is important.
Posture is important. What about sitting in the office?
So sitting, I think, is underappreciated. Like when you're sitting all the time, you get blood pooling up in your legs. You're more likely to get a venous insufficiency in your legs. It can happen to people that are on their feet all day, but also if you're sitting all the time, your blood's not circulating. You're not pumping your calf muscles to move that blood. I mean, they say your calf muscles are like your second heart.
Yeah.
Because they do such an important job in helping to circulate blood up and out of your legs.
Yeah.
And I see so many problems from people who get venous insufficiency. They're more prone to getting dry skin and rashes elsewhere on the body. They get discoloration in their legs. So sitting for long periods of time is, it's very damaging to your overall health, but it can play an impact on your skin too. You're going to just have a more dull, dry skin appearance from that. And that's why wearing compression socks when you have a sitting job all the time can still be really helpful.
Yeah.
And there's been studies shown that if you are sitting all the time and you just flex your calf muscles 10 times every hour just to help pump that blood around, it improves your glucose uptake and it helps decrease your risk of developing diabetes. Now, it's not a replacement for, real exercise
and diet,
but if you're just sitting there all day and you can just flex your calf muscles as hard as you can, I think it was just 10 times an hour, it will help to move blood.
Interesting. I believe that.
Yeah.
One of the things that we see very commonly in the office is even of all ages of people who are sitting a lot or even on their feet sometimes is the Schomburg's disease.
Yeah.
That cayenne peppery look to the skin. They go, why is my skin turning like this?
Yeah.
And we talk about sitting a lot and wearing compression stockings, standing.
Yeah.
I'll add in the calf flexing muscle exercise. That's a good idea.
Use your muscles. You got all those muscles. Use them.
They like to be used.
So stress. People are stressed at work.
Yes.
I ask people, well, how's your stress level? And everybody's like, oh, stressful.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that's not stressed in today's world.
No. And when you walk into the clinic visit, you say, how's everything going?
Yeah.
And they go off script. And they say, I'm so stressed. You're like, oh, what do I do with that?
What do I do? Yeah. So when your manager's like, I need those TPS reports. They're putting that stress on you. The increased in cortisol is going to increase your blood sugar. It's going to increase your risk of diabetes. You can be at risk for skin tags and acanthosis nigricans and just a more dull appearance, more dark circles under the eyes with that stress. So all of these are things that people don't appreciate as having a long-term impact on your skin.
Yeah.
So I think it's important to know.
So the office is bad for your skin. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, absolutely. You need that vacation. You deserve a raise.
You deserve the vacation, the raise, less stress.
Absolutely.
This is your sign.
So we're going to get into all of the ways that you can help combat these while you're working that dream job.
Yeah.
But first, let's talk about a little Did You Know?
Did you know? Let's talk about it.
So in the office setting, hand dermatitis is still very common. It's not as common as you would think in like hairdressers or people that are working with industrial chemicals.
Yeah.
But people in the office are often using hand sanitizer frequently. That can dry out the hands if it's an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. People that work with paper all the time, they can get a friction dermatitis on their fingertips.
Yeah.
And so you wouldn't really think about it in the office setting, but there are occupational dermatoses that people can get just from working in an office that you wouldn't normally think about.
I believe that.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I was an avid reader, and I would have that kind of peely, flaky skin on the finger where I was turning pages in books.
I need to check my daughter's finger and see, because she reads.
Oh, yeah.
Incessantly, and like, so I should see.
Maybe she has like a little.
She's got a little callus from flipping the pages of the book. She's a speed reader.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Well, I have one for you. Did you know that blue light, like we were discussing, penetrates deeper into the skin than UVB?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I believe that. It's a higher energy, but it's not ionizing, so it's not going to directly damage DNA, but it would penetrate a little bit further.
Yeah, and UVB is what gives you mostly burns.
Yeah.
And so it can have similar effects to sunlight on the skin, like we discussed.
A little bit different pathway, but it would has an impact.
Yeah.
So very cool.
Interesting.
So now that we've outlined all of the problems, and one thing we didn't talk about, maybe I'll bring it up somewhere in here. Yeah, I will. I'll bring it up a little bit later. But what are the things that can be done? I'm going to start that over because I got sidetracked. So now that we've talked about all of the skin problems that can happen when you're working in an office setting, how do we combat those? How do we prevent them? How do we treat them once they're there?
Yeah. Well, going down the list, we talked about the blue light affecting our skins. One thing that you can do the same thing you would do to prevent light if you're going to be outside is wear sunscreen.
Yeah.
So a common misconception is, I work in an office setting, I don't need sunscreen. That's not true.
No.
You need sunscreen to protect from fluorescent lighting, to protect from the blue light that you're maybe getting if you're sitting in front of a screen all day long. So a zinc oxide or mineral-based 30 SPF would be preferred in the office setting.
I think in this case too, you really need to have a tinted sunscreen, because the filters that protect you from ultraviolet A and B, they do not cover visible light.
Yeah.
But the iron oxides that give a tint to the sunscreen will provide some of that visible spectrum protection.
Yeah.
And I think wearing a daily antioxidant, something like a vitamin C or comparable antioxidant to help gobble up any free radicals, any damage that is happening. I mean, that's going to play a role in the light exposure, in the stress, and if there are any chemicals that you're being exposed to. I think the antioxidant can be helpful there.
So, niacinamide would be good in that
niacinamide, absolutely. And then hydrate yourself. You're not just standing around the water cooler to have a conversation about the football game on the weekend. You should be drinking that water. You should stay well hydrated, because we talked about that air quality, that low humidity in most office situations, losing water through the skin more easily. So make sure that you're replenishing that. Yeah.
And it'll keep circulation going too. Yeah. So it'll help with some of the pooling and things like that can happen.
Yeah.
Another thing you can do to prevent your ankles from swelling or from the blood to pool in the legs is take movement breaks.
Yeah.
Do what you said, do the calf exercise, or stand up and go on a short little walk. You can come back if you're able to. But do that frequently to try to get the blood moving. Yeah. It'll also help you focus. It'll help your brain stay engaged and things like that if you're keeping the blood flowing.
Yeah, you need to reset. If you're on a screen, you shouldn't stay there for more than 30, especially not more than 60 minutes at a time. But 30 minutes is ideal before you get up, take a screen break. And this is where I like not having a giant water bottle or like a big old Stanley, because get up, take the long way to the water cooler, refill your cup of water, and then come back. And that just gets you moving, and you should be doing that at least every hour.
Yeah.
And then if you can go on a walk at lunch, go on a walk at lunch. get out.
Yeah.
Even just 15 minutes. You don't have to use your whole lunch break or anything. But many modern offices nowadays have gyms as well.
Yeah.
So you can get there early. You could take a short walk on the treadmill at lunch if you're in a cold climate, whatever it is. There's, I think, more opportunities in the office setting to encourage healthy behavior than there ever has been.
And getting outside and getting a little bit of UV, getting a little sun will help with stress. Mm-hmm. It will help manage that. It'll boost your vitamin D levels, which helps you control all that.
Just wearing your sunscreen, of course.
Of course.
Because we just talked about blue light. But the other thing that if you're going to go walk outside, I highly recommend that you don't do it while you're looking at your phone and don't do it listening to a podcast or music. I know it's tempting to I want to finish this true crime podcast or whatever. Yeah. But there are proven stress reduction benefits to walking for 15 minutes in nature. And nature is relative, right? If you work in a city, even just the sounds of the city, being aware of what's going on around you and not being attached to a device, I think is really helpful. And so just unplug for 15 minutes from everything and get a walk, be outside a little bit. And that's a great stress management, but also will help with some of the other things we've talked about.
Yeah. You mentioned that, I don't know how many podcasts ago you mentioned that episodes, but I started doing that on my drive home where I don't listen to anything. I don't even listen to music.
Yeah.
I'll crack the windows a little bit just to get some air, and it actually has helped to kind of decompress. I feel like I'll hop in my car and immediately I'm listening to the news. Yeah. Or I'm listening to a podcast that I'm interested in. And then I get home and I feel like I haven't had any moments to decompress, think about what happened during that day, and then move on to home life, being with my wife and kids and things like that has helped.
So you take that time and then you're able to show up better for the people that you care about. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's really good.
It's very good.
So if anybody listening has implemented that from our previous episode, definitely send us a comment on the Instagram, skinfluence_pod. We'd love to hear your kind of feedback if you've implemented some of the things we've talked about and see how it's helped you guys.
Yeah. Let us know your experience.
So another thing is there's a lot of bad food available at the office sometimes. I know.
Always.
We get pharmaceutical reps that come in. They're bringing crumble cookies and donuts and
pretzels.
Oh, I'm a sucker for the pretzels.
I'm a sucker for the pretzels.
But those are things that when you're consuming them, they're often empty calories. They're not good for you. They're going to you're going to see increases in your cortisol, your insulin, all of these different things. And so this is where planning your meals in advance, if you are going to go out and eat, have healthy choices that you can go to. Yeah. And don't just eat the cupcakes or whatever happens to be there just because they're there.
Eat real food.
Eat real food is solid advice.
Yeah.
So
question for you.
Yeah.
Are you a candy corn fan?
Oh, I hate candy corn.
You hate candy corn?
Absolutely detest candy corn. It is a crime that it was ever invented.
Oh, I love candy corn.
Oh.
Specifically the pumpkins, but I'll eat candy corn.
Oh.
I know. Most people I ask, they're like, it's disgusting. I don't know who eats it. And I'm like, it's me.
The candy corn and those little marshmallow peanuts.
The circus peanuts?
Circus peanuts. They're like soft, squishy marshmallows.
I love them.
Oh, my gosh.
When we go on road trips and we stop at the dollar store, I get circus peanuts.
Wow.
My palate is that of a 2-year-old.
I'm rethinking my co-host. My kids love candy corn, and I cannot for the life of me understand why. I'm like, there's so many better candies out there.
Here's the thing. October comes around, candy corn's there, and I'm like, let's go. And then half a bag in, I'm like, I'm disgusted with myself. Yeah. So don't do that. When you're sitting around the office and there's candy corn available, hold off.
All right. My guilty pleasure this time of year is Count Chocula cereal.
Oh, it's been years since I've had Count Chocula.
I always buy a box of Count Chocula in October.
Heck, you got to have your little things.
And I don't feel good after I eat it.
No.
But every October, I will have a full box of Count Chocula to myself. I hide it from my kids.
That's amazing. It's good for the soul.
It is good for the soul.
And that's it.
Not for the skin or the body.
Oh.
All right. Skin-friendly workspace habits. I don't know what we were getting at there.
Oh. I forget.
Oh, keep phones and screens clean. Avoid resting hands on your face. Wash hands. Okay. And the last thing when we're talking about things that are going to keep your skin healthier in the office is just the things that are touching your face all the time.
All the time.
So if you're wearing a headset that's always, on your ear or on both ears, or those types of things need to be cleaned. You need to wipe them down from time to time.
Your phone. Clean your phone if that's touching your face. Another thing that I recommend to a lot of people who are like in the healthcare field or in the food field and they're washing their hands a lot, if you're able to wash your hands and then put moisturizer on afterwards. So that way you're not constantly just stripping oils away, drying out your hands again and again and again throughout the day. But have a little, you can bring little small moisturizers with you as you go and just moisturize, especially the tops of the hands, the fingers, to keep that skin happy if you're washing a lot.
Gloves in a Bottle is a really good brand for that because it's still very lightweight. It's not thick and greasy, but it's formulated in a way that stays on the hands better with multiple rounds of hand washing. And so I've had a lot of people who work in food service or in hospitals, healthcare, that they get that and it really improves their hand dermatitis.
That's great.
So
can't think of anything.
Anything else you want to work in?
Nothing I can think of on that, but
all right. That wraps it up for this episode of the Skinfluence podcast. We want to leave you with our product of the week. And this is not a skincare product, but it is a sleep supplement because if you are stressed, if you are not enjoying your job and you're not sleeping well, that's going to make your health worse and your skin worse. This particular product is called Kill Switch, which I think is a brilliant name for a sleep supplement.
It really is.
It says Kill Switch, sleep like you're dead. And it is a hot cocoa formula, but there's no added sugars. It's not bitter, but it's not super sweet. It's not like Swiss Miss hot chocolate. But it has a number of things in here to help you sleep well, like GABA, tart cherry extract. It's got real cocoa, but not sugar. It's got magnesium glycinate, which is going to help cross the blood-brain barrier. And it's got L-theanine, which is very good to help induce sleep. I have personally been using this, and I sleep much better because I track all of my sleep with the Oura Ring.
Yeah.
And I get more deep, more REM sleep, and I dream way more frequently when I take that product.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I love having interesting dreams.
Yeah.
But I could see why that would work. It's the magnesium's crossing the blood-brain barrier. It's calming you down. It's allowing you to go into that deep sleep early on in the night, which will allow for REM sleep later.
Yeah.
That's great.
So very much like this product. I take it quite often, especially if I've been traveling and my time zones are all thrown off. When I get back home, I take that because I want to sleep like a baby. This last weekend, I flew to the Notre Dame BSU game, had to get up at 4 a.m. to get home. And I was very tired when I went to sleep, but I wanted to take something to help get me to sleep quickly and get my sleep cycles going rather than just be so like amped up from all the cortisol from traveling and airplanes and everything. And I slept great. I had a 95 sleep score last night.
Really?
And I got 7 hours and 45 minutes of sleep. So it was it was perfect.
That's amazing. So, usually if I'm like 7 hours, I'm in like the 80s score. So.
So Kill Switch, sleep like you're dead. We'll have a link to that down in the podcast show notes or the YouTube video description. And there is a discount code that we're going to share there as well. So you can get a discount on this product. And let me know how you like it and if it works well for you.
That's great.
So thank you for joining us on this episode of the Skinfluence podcast. If you guys have enjoyed this episode, give us some feedback through Instagram at @skinfluence_pod and leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Dr. Dustin, and you can find me on all social media platforms at Dr. Dustin Portela.
And you can find me on most social media platforms at Austin Lee PAC.
We'll catch you next time.